Hello everyone, welcome to Teachers Help Board. Hello children, today we are going to learn a new lesson in EVS, the interrelationship between living things. Children, do you all know what is interrelationship? The way in which two or more things are connected with each other is called an interrelationship. For example, man depends upon trees or plants for fruits, vegetables, medicines, wood, etc. This is how we come to know about the interrelationship of human beings in trees or plants. Children, answer the riddle. An age-old tree with a thick, strong trunk gives deep, dark shade from the scorching sun. Like an old man's beard with many strands, it has ropes for swinging from every branch. So, can you recognize the answer by seeing this picture? Yes, you're right. It's a banyan tree. Now, let's learn about the needs of living things that are met in our environment. We need air, water, food, clothes, and shelter in our day to day life to satisfy our needs. Food we get from plants and animals. Air we get from our environment. Water we get from rains, rivers, lakes, etc. Clothes we get from plants and animals. Shelter resources available from plants and animals too in some places. As all these needs are fulfilled by the resources available in the environment, hence the needs of all living things are met in their environment. In the environment, animals, plants, human beings are all interdependent on each other. Now we will learn the needs of living things. Children, do you think that the needs of all living things is the same? No. Water that a mouse drink in an entire day would not be enough for an elephant even at one time. So now let's see some examples based on this. First example, fish can breathe in water, but can a pigeon do the same? No. Second, a sheep eats the leaves of shrubs, but whereas a tiger cannot eat it. Third example, bulrushes grow in water, whereas can a lemon tree do so? No. So children, the needs of different living things are different. Next we will learn about the fulfillment of needs. Now children, what is fulfillment of needs? Living things adapt themselves, that is, they survive or grow in those areas where all their needs are fulfilled. And even the basic needs of all living things is the same. Like the basic needs are food, air, water, shelter, and clothing. Now let's see how animal fulfills their needs through an example of tiger. A tiger has stripes on its body. A tiger lies in wait for its prey among the tall grasses. When the tigers are hungry, it can feed on the animals like deer, nilgai, and bison. There needs to be a water hole nearby which never dries up, even in summer, for a tiger to drink. Tigers find shelter in dense vegetation, tall grasses, or cave in hills or mountains. Tiger lives in a cave. Students, can you guess and answer the questions given below? From where do we get silk? Silk is obtained from the cocoons of the larvae of the mulberry silkworm. Second question. How are trees useful for monkeys? Trees provide shelter, food, and safety for monkeys. Monkeys adapted to live mostly in trees because trees provide these resources which are necessary for their survival. Third question. How are trees useful for birds? Trees are a home for the birds. It provides shelter from rain and sun for the birds. Birds build nests on their branches. Fourth question. What happens if termites make a tree hollow? They weaken the trunks of the trees and make them hollow. That can cause heavy branches to break during storms and heavy rains. Such termite infected trees will eventually die. We keep animals in order to satisfy some of our needs. They become dear to us. We look after them well. We feed them. We take them to a veterinary if they fall ill. Animals are helpful and used in many ways. We get milk, meat, eggs, etc. from animals. Some animals are useful for carrying burdens or drawing carts. Domestic animals are also used to help with the heavy farm work in fields. Dogs guards our house. Sheep gives us wool. Animals are our friends. Just as we need animals, we need plants too. Plants gives us food grains, vegetables, fruits. We get flowers from plants, cotton wool from plants to make cotton clothes. We grow plants which are useful to us. First we sow seeds, then we pour water to make sure that they get water, give manure when necessary, spray pesticides if they are attacked by insects. In this way, plants satisfy our needs by giving food grains, vegetables, fruits, flowers, etc. Beyond human beings, even other living things also get their food from the environment. For example, chameleons eat insects when they are hungry. Some snakes eat mice and frogs. Goat and sheep eat leaves of plants. Cattle eats grass. Now let's learn a new term, arboreal. This word comes from the Latin word arbor, which means tree. Arboreal means living in trees. Animal lives on trees for their safety. Animals like monkeys and squirrels live on trees. Being at a height, they are better able to defend themselves from their enemies. Even they can eat the fruits of the trees to satisfy their hunger. Such animals are said to be arboreal. As they move around here and there in the surroundings, they spread the seeds of the fruit they have eaten. Through their droppings, new trees grow in different places. Not only animal, birds too find trees useful for building their nest. Arboreal animals. Children, can you name the seasons in our India? Yes, summer season, rainy season, winter season. So total we have 3 seasons. Now let's see in detail. In summer season, we feel very hot, so we drink plenty of water. We wear cotton clothes. In rainy season, we use umbrella, raincoats, gumboots. Even people use hoods to avoid getting wet in rain. In winter season, people wear woolen clothes to protect ourselves from the cold. Just as the 3 seasons affect us, even other living things are also affected too. First, we'll see about the winter season. Winter in Maharashtra is also called the season of Pangal, that is, the falling of leaves. That is because Many trees shed their leaves in winter. The coats of many furry animals become thicker in winter. This keeps them warm in cold season. Examples of such animals are sheep and some types of goats and rabbits. The end of winter is also the time for the mango trees to start blossoming. These blossoms are called mohur in Marathi. Now, we'll see about summer season. In summer, the market is full of mangoes and watermelons for us to buy. This is the season for these fruits. Konkan region is particularly famous for its mangoes. It is also the season for cashew nuts. The red-yellow cashew apples can be seen growing on the cashew trees on the hillsides in the Konkan region. Now we will see about rainy season. In June, black clouds appear. The rainy season is a short way away. By this time, we begin to get jackfruits, jamuns, that is Java plums, and caravandas. The seeds of grass and other plants lie scattered all over the ground. They sprout and start growing as soon as it begins to rain. It becomes green everywhere. This greenery is soothing after the hot summer months. Sometimes we can even see the rainbow with its 7 colors in the sky. Frogs appear as it becomes wet everywhere. We also hear the loud noise of frogs croaking all together. As the rainy season ends, it is time for winter to make a comeback. It gets colder and colder. This is not good for the frogs. They go deep under the ground for a long period of slumber which lasts for 7 to 8 months. We depend on agriculture for food. The different seasons, summer, monsoon, winter, are the time for doing different tasks in the fields. So children, always remember, the environment changes with the seasons. Living things have to adapt themselves to those changes. If you like this video, press like button. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. By doing this, we get motivation. Keep supporting us. Thank you.